Hello, everyone. Welcome to Edification by Identification of the Spirit. This one we're going to go over today is Remnant. The remnant, who they are, what do they represent? Because those that think they are first shall be last, and those that are last shall be first. So, when I teach, I like to teach in a manner, sorry I didn't turn it on, in a manner that unlocks knowledge. Because throughout history, you'll see priests walking around with the keys or the unks or little bags, which represents that these are beings that have knowledge, that they can unlock different levels of knowledge, different meaning on words to lead you to different levels of knowledge. So I did, you know, we're going to go over this in a minute. We'll come back to this. But I did a lesson over here I wanted to do. It's still going to be the remnant. Oh, I didn't line that up right at all. The location of the remnant and the secret place, shadow of the Most High. That's what I intend to cover in this video, but I'm trying to keep it short. So we'll see how it goes, as long as it doesn't go longer than I want it to be. And I apologize. It's a nice day out. The neighbors are wilding outside. So, all right. So Isaiah 9 and 19. This is what the world is experiencing. This is why they don't understand what's going on. And only the elect, or the remnant, know what's going on. And since the veil was torn by Jesus, Yahweh Shah, whatever you want to call this being, since the veil was torn by him, we now are supposed to be in a different portion of society, live in a different way. So if you don't understand what I'm saying, it's because of this right here, verse 19. Through the wrath of the Lord of hosts. So we know wrath is to be something negative on someone's behalf. And it's the wrath of the Lord of hosts, which is God. Is the land darkened? Okay, so this land's going to be darkened. What is the land? The lands is all the nations, peoples, and tongues. These people have places. They have rules and regulations that they gotta live by. I'll put it that way. So those lands will be darkened because we're not using God's knowledge to build these lands. We're using the knowledge of this world. So it says, and the people shall be as the fire, as the fuel of the fire. So what is God telling you? His wrath is darkness. And since the land is darkened, that means there's a bunch of people with ignorance, and there's the famine, a lack of knowledge of God on the planet right now. So you have a bunch of false doctrines, false Jesuses, and this things of this manner because of this. So since the land is darkened, God used a people as a fire, as a fuel for the fire. So what he do? He put Deuteronomy 28 in there, where it wake up his people, because this, he said this was going to happen to us, because it was written that it was going to happen to us if we didn't follow his laws. So I'm sorry, guys. It's late, and these guys are. It's 10 o'clock, and these guys are playing all of this music. But since we broke his laws and statutes, this is what we end up with. So we end up with the people, the nation of Israel, is going to be the fuel for the fire. For what fire? The lake of fire. All right. So that's why once the peoples and other nations of this planet found this out, this is why it was a portion why Israel was destroyed, because of the disobedience, and people found this out. And it was like, oh no, we can't have this. So it says, no man shall spare his brother. Now, y'all don't know who no man is. Okay. So no man is a stranger. But well, you know what? It's too late. I'm trying to keep this video short. So we're not going to go down that path right now. I'm going to just try to bring you up to speed. All right. So now that you know that if you don't understand something, that's the wrath of God. He took your understanding away. No matter how smart you think you are, when it comes to knowing this, you need some study time in order to understand it. So I apologize, but let's keep it moving. And then down here, Israel 45. I'm sorry, I'm so tired. Isaiah 45 and 4. For Jacob, my servant's sake. So for whose sake? For Jacob's sake. And Israel, mine elect. Oh, Israel, mine elect. Okay, we getting somewhere. Okay, so why is he referring to Jacob and Israel? You're saying, oh, because Jacob was Israel's father. Yes, Jacob was Israel's father. He was his servant, but he laid the foundations for Israel to be built here. So when God changed his names, his definition set changed here in Israel. So you have the female version of the definition. Oh, should I go down this road? You know what? So anyway, we're gonna gloss over that because you'll learn as you go along. Because everybody thinks that they're things that they're not according to God. According to man, yeah, you this thing. Like you would call me a man because I got this beard and I got a penis, or I would call you a woman because you got long hair, boobs, and a vagina. That's not how God does things, because God ranked things. Just like your government got ranking, man is the highest rank of God's kingdom. And everyone is not a man. Everyone is not a woman. I can't stress that enough. Once you put on those titles, what you get? You get everybody thinking you Eve and that you the reason why the world is in disarray like this, when that's not the case. People have lied to you. They're lying to you. So it says, I have even called thee by thy name. So he said, I call the elect, the remnant, by his name. So when he says by his name, he means through this name, something else is going to come out of there. Something else it's going to be the elect. It's going to come out of this name of Israel, because the father Jacob is in Israel too, because all his definition sets and everything is all broken up in here. Once you get enough knowledge, you'll learn how things work, because God is the author of all destinies. And if you breathe today, you're in this book and you're taking part of it, no matter what civilization you're in, because each civilization has a set of rules and regulations that you have to live by, which is also a fire. So that's what he means when he say you can't turn to the left or the right. You can't look at the heaven or you can't turn to earth. He told me to sit on his right hand until I make my enemy my footstool. That means that he's saying, sit here in the spirit of the earth. That's why he had to come in the flesh, because he had to walk in the flesh, in the spirit of the earth, the words that we use, so that he could show us how to walk the same way, to use the words that he used to get these definitions that I'm giving to you guys, which God would call manna. So that once you finish getting enough of these and you go back to read the story, you're going to see some stuff you can't believe is going on. or that transpired in the earth. Why do you think that how can the whole entire world not know where we came from and how we got here? How can the whole entire civilization, and then when you go to ask somebody, they all got some ridiculous ass story? Why is it that way? Oh yeah, he came down and he planted his seed and the tree grew. All kinds of crazy nonsense. Or Zeus took thunderbolts and threw them. All kinds of nonsense. The reason why it's like that is because everything is written to be the shadow of the Almighty. So the things that God is, you think of them in a physical manner. So that means you breaking the 10 Commandments. Thou shalt put no engraven image. A lion is sitting here before you right now in your face. You don't know how blessed you are. Ask me questions. Send me a text. I don't bite. But if you ask me the truth, I have to tell you what I know. And I'm tired of hiding. Because the Bible teach you, jokers try to crucify you. They try to make you stop doing what you're doing. But back in, once these Gentiles took over, because I did a lesson in 104, you got to watch 104, about who made these people who they are today. We are their gods, and we made them this way today. I don't care who you are, who you think you can get to tell me that I'm wrong. The book told me that we made these beings out here the way they are. Our civilization, the way it's built, the people who run it, the way that the governmental system works, everything. We did this. We did it. So everybody sitting here talking about, oh yeah, y'all had us enslaved for 400 or 500 years. This, that, and the third, the white man oppressing us. They only doing what we taught them. And I don't care what nobody say. You could look into history. You could look in Samaria. You see the first civilization. Y'all just want to say Mesopotamia. No, say what it is. It was them niggas in Syria. Samaria. Sumer. Sorry. In Sumer. The Sumerians. Yeah. So calls them as you see them. And you like to say, oh, no, these were the second one. No, because they can't. The other creations came from them. And then once you understand God give you the definitions of these words. Then, after you get so many of these definitions, you got to go on the same walk Jesus walked to get those definitions from those words. And then you get the true story of civilization. I know niggas is going to say, this nigga right here is crazy. But no, I'm really not. You get the story of how we all got here. And why we see UFOs and things of that nature. And people say, that's aliens, this, that, and the third. They not aliens. They're what we were supposed to be, but we got put on a punishment because we didn't do it right. So that punishment held time back for us. So the time of civilization that we're in right now, we're supposed to be in the same time that all the other civilizations are in. But our punishment, man, we did this. We did this. Our punishment got us this. So I know Star Trek and this, that, and the third. Where do you think these ideas come from of galactic civilizations that we needed to be inducted into? That's real. How can you be inducted into it if God's priest is fucked up down here? They got us all fucked up in disarray. And then once you get a little bit of knowledge, you want to go out and preach in the streets and damn the white man. Man, it sucks to know what I know. People really would genuinely believe me to be one of the craziest people on the planet. But once you get the definitions of the words, you learn how to tell time, not our time the way we tell time. Because see, he said heaven and earth will pass away. And you like, heaven and earth going to pass away? But I thought God was coming to live to earth. Yeah, he coming to live to earth, his words, his ways. I'm going to go overtime on this video because I'm trying to prove a point here. This face right here, this face of disgust, this is the face the Lord has on us because we messed this up. When he said, Eve, do you know what you have done? Everything got cursed at that point. I'm sorry. I'm upset because I know how the world's supposed to be. I know, but I live in how it is. And then I know who did this to do this, to get us here. And then just the people destroyed. And then we just happy out there like this right now. Like, come on, man. I love my neighbors. Don't get me wrong. I love them. But come on, man. This what you want to do? When you was God's? This is it? Shaking ass and... I can't finish this video. I'm too really heartbroken right now to finish this. I don't even know if I will post this video. Because I know the world's not too far gone. And I look out into the world and I see me out there. Female, what you would call a women versions of me or whatever, but there's no male or there's no gender in heaven. And you're like, oh, heaven, wait, how'd you get to heaven? I could see it. I can't go till y'all come. And when I say that, because right now, by myself, I'm in a lake of fire when I'm in spirit form. Only because the world is contrary to me. The world does not live like me. This civilization that we're in America, for sure, is definitely Babylon. It's the goat civilization. When I was growing up and I used to see the eye and the goat and stuff like that, I realized what that is. That's them telling us that this is their civilization and that those of us who have the eye, who can see, because when you get God's knowledge, you can look at movies, you can turn it on and off. It's hard because when you first learn how to do it, you watching a movie and everything looked like it came out of the Bible. Everything, Truman Show, all of that. What? We're a fucking zoo. Why you think all of these spaceships be coming and this, that, and the third? They wagging their fingers talking about like, wow, these guys still didn't figure this out. They still can't get along. They still warring. Why? Because we want to be greedy. We want material goods. When there's enough everything for everybody if we just did it the right way. Is that socialism? No, that's God's way. Things are supposed to just be there, and things that need to be done are supposed to be done. In God's kingdom, if I need a house built, guess what? There's going to be a many of contractors who just like to do that sort of work to say, hey, like Hank Hill on King of the Hill, hey, let us come do that. Him and his boys. And they come and they build you a house. And then in return, you do something for them. Or you do something for the next person. Either way, everybody's going to be doing something. Like I fix computers. Well, there won't be needs for sales anymore. But I fix computers. I can cook. I can clean. I could do something to like help contribute towards society. It don't always gotta be you gotta be the dude who's building houses or the guy who's building computers or doing top tier stuff. It's grunt work that people like to do too. It's people that like to climb around sewers and be in dark places and close places. That's the jobs for them people. What I'm saying is, if there was anything in the world that you wanted to learn, if we just stopped bullshitting today, right now, and stop and said, okay, we're not using money no more. Everybody, if you want to try something new, go to the place that you want to try something new at. If you want to stay at your current location because you've actually found something you love, like scientists and things like that, you found something you love and you're passionate for that thing, then you stay there. But you are now the teachers of the others who are coming into that area who would like to learn and be of those ways. And then the world will continue because guess what? It's people who love to freaking cook. It's people who love to. I've met these people who love to freaking clean. It's people who love to do everything. And everything will automatically just get done. But we got to get through this first. I can't even tell y'all about the stuff I haven't because I can't even get you to believe what these words say on these pages. To get you to know the bigger plan of the galactic induction. Why you think they floating over the Pentagon and stuff? You think they hiding something from you? Them niggas don't know. You think God going to say, oh, I'm going to choose just these people to go, this set of people to go talk to on the whole planet and say that this one set of people represents you? That's what they want you to believe. You keep believing that if you want to. That is not the case. That is not going down. There's a remnant who has to come through Israel. This is why Israel was destroyed and scattered across the world, like God said, because Joker's been finding out about this. So they destroyed us so that we made them the way that they are. And God was like, yo, if y'all keep it up, keep it up, keep it up. And, they're like, oh, well, we got the blood of bullocks. Let's go ahead and just shoot. I got enough bullocks for about 10 years worth of sins here because he only said one per year or blah, blah, blah. So, all right, well, I'm going to go ahead and sacrifice this one. And then they do that year by year. That's bound to build something. But like I said, you know what? I'm going to call this one quits for right now. I'm going to call this one angry, I think. I don't know. I'm just so upset and disappointed because we could be at such a better place, but the smoke, which we're going to talk about up here, that rises from the furnace and all of that, we're going to get into some stuff. Like, I got things ready, but this just ain't my day for it right now. So I apologize. I ain't mean to waste your time. But I hope you learned something just from general conversation. Because another thing is people quick to say, oh, show me a sign. That's of your father. The devil asked for a sign. So have a good night. And that's when you asking for proof, scripture, this, that, and the third. Yeah, that's a sign. So, peace.